You served in the Pacific, huh? What was your call sign, old man? The Admiral asked casually, half smirking, the clink of silverware and chatter echoing around the officers' mess. The room was filled with active duty brass, starched uniforms, ribbons, arrogance layered thick as armor. They had no idea who the grey-haired man in the olive shirt was, no rank, no name tag, just time-weathered eyes and a silence that demanded nothing, yet carried weight. The old man looked up slowly from his coffee, unblinking. He didn't smile, he didn't blink. "Ghost 5, he said quietly. And just like that, the room went still. Forks froze mid-air, conversations choked, chairs scraped backward. A silence fell so heavy it felt like gravity had shifted. The Admiral's smile died instantly. "Ghost 5, he repeated, as if afraid to believe it. The name rippled through the room like a cold wind. Younger officers exchanged looks. One dropped his spoon, another covered his mouth in disbelief. The Admiral straightened, suddenly at full attention. "Sir," he said, voice tight, "permission to verify?" The old man simply nodded. From across the room, a Marine colonel stood and called out, "Ghost 5, standing in this room." "That's impossible. Ghost 5 was classified deceased in '74 after Operation Black Viper." The old man finally stood. "You don't get declared dead," he said, "unless the world needs you to disappear." He walked to the center of the mess hall, his posture slow but solid, like a mountain that refused to crumble. He reached into his shirt pocket and pulled out a worn leather tag, edges frayed, numbers barely legible. The Admiral took it with trembling hands. No doubt. It was real. That tag had only been issued to 5 men, the most secretive unit in naval history. The Ghost Division. Trained in black ops, never acknowledged, erased from official rosters. Their missions were never spoken of. Their outcomes altered global history. From the shadows. Ghost 1 to Ghost 5. Only 5 men were chosen. Only one was never confirmed dead. The room, now completely silent, hung on his every breath. One lieutenant stammered, "But, sir, what did Ghost 5 do?" The Admiral, still standing rigid, didn't answer. Instead, it was the old man who spoke. 1972, South China Sea. There was a Soviet sub carrying a prototype nuclear warhead. They didn't want a war, but we couldn't let that tech fall into enemy hands. He paused, looked around the room. "We were never there. You won't find it in your training manuals. But if that op had failed, half this planet would have burned before you were born." They all stared at him, mouths slightly open, as he slowly returned to his seat. One young officer whispered, "Sir, why are you here? After all these years?" He looked up again, this time with something new in his gaze. "Pain. Because my grandson just deployed last week," he said. "And I wanted to see if the men leading him were worthy of the uniform, or just playing dress-up with medals they didn't earn." Several officers looked away, ashamed. "I've buried too many brothers to watch this next generation forget what it cost to wear that flag." Then the Admiral, a man known for being unshakable, stepped forward, eyes moist. He snapped a full salute. The entire room followed, chairs clattering, hearts racing. Every single officer, generals, colonels, young lieutenants, rose and saluted the old man. No hesitation, no orders, just raw, reverent instinct. And as they did, the old man nodded once, slowly, the faintest flicker of emotion in his eyes. "You may not know my name," he said, "but you live in the world I fought to protect. That's enough." He was just a farm boy from Arkansas, enlisted at 17 with a fake birth certificate. Rose through the ranks fast, too fast. His instincts were brutal and necessary. Recruited into the Ghost Division after surviving an ambush that left 19 others dead. Trained in underground facilities. No records, no glory. Just deadly purpose. He never married, never went home. Even his family thought he died overseas. All so he could disappear into the missions that saved millions. He'd watched history unfold from behind a scope. And now, decades later, he just wanted to see if any of it had mattered. The man they mocked for his plain clothes and wrinkled hands turned out to be the legend who trained ghosts, toppled regimes, and vanished when the job was done. The same officers who dismissed him now looked at him like a living monument. And when the Admiral finally sat beside him, asking, "Sir, is there anything we can do for you?" The old man simply smiled for the first time. "Yeah," he said, "stop pretending respect comes from rank. It's earned in silence when no one's watching. Real heroes don't wear their legacy on their chest. They carry it in their silence, in their scars, and in the world they quietly saved." Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? If this story moved you, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more powerful stories like this one. You never know. The next one might just change your life.